Alright, so in this video we want to do constructing a congruent angle. So whenever we come across this term congruent, we want exact or exactly the same. So we want the exact angle, okay? Exactly the same angle. So I'll show you a diagram, then we'll utilize that. So let's go to this. Let's say we have an IXL C7, and if I just scroll down and see what's happening. So the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction at an angle congruent to A with vertex D, right? So vertex D is, let me just mark you where we are, or what are we trying to do? So angle A congruent to angle A. So we want this exact angle, okay, at point D over here, and side DE. So DE is up here, right? D was drawn with radius AB. So this length, radius AB, is over here. DG, length DG is the same as AB. And G was drawn with radius BF. So if let's do this. Let's show you a vertex. So, sorry. If I move up. So if I come to the line segment section and I draw this line from B to F. Now this blue line that we have, this part, we want it over here, right? So the same line segment. Now how did we draw these circles? So in this video we'll just join D and H with the line segment. I'm already on line segment and we'll submit it, but we might have videos or a question ahead where we got to draw these circles. So the initial question is just AFB, right? These three things, or maybe even C is provided, so you know the angle. How could you use that information? Like, let's say if your diagram was just this, right? There's a B, there's an F, or there's no F. Let's get rid of F. So let's say if there was no F. Here, let me erase it. So there was no F, right? So you just have C, A, and B. Now, how could you use this piece of information and then draw everything? So initially you need to draw a circle from this part using A as center and B as the radius, so you'll get a circle like this. And then that intersects at F, right? And then you'll take an alternative point like D, and using that same radius you'll draw a circle. So this is D, and then you can draw any line. So this part will become G, which is basically maybe point F or point B, however you want to describe it. And then you'll measure F and B. So measure this length and draw a circle with center G. So you'll get a smaller circle over here, right? With the same length as this. So let's use a different color. Let's say if this is your length. You'll get a length like this between these 2 points. And that circle will determine where the point of intersection is. Then if we join this angle, let's call it X, is equal to this angle. So that's what we are doing over here. Or in this question, they've already solved most of the things for you. So you just have to add D to H, just join those points. And then if you hit submit, you'll get it correct. And you get a lot of points for this construction in the IXL. So try to do them so that you can get your points. You might just have to do 2 or 3 questions, but we'll learn how to do this using GeoGebra. So if you were doing construction, right, you would have to practically use a tool to work the skill. But if you're doing it on a computer aided device or a drawing sketch pad or something, then you might have to just click a few buttons like what I'm doing in maybe the IXLs. So let's read this question, right? Let's see what it is. So this one says that the diagram below shows a partly completed construction of an angle congruent to angle A with vertex D and side DE. D was drawn with radius AB, so we've got most of this question is partially done. So how did they draw the circle? So initially what they did was they took any random point B and measured a length and drew a circle, right? And then they copied that same length circle, same radius circle at D, so they got this one with D and G, where you see these points, right? Now we'll go back and we'll draw a circle at point G with radius FB. So how do you do that? You go to the circle, right? You click on B and F, so you get this circle, and you copy it down on point G. So that same circle, all I did was click circle, and these are the clicks that you're doing. So click circle, click B, click F, click G. So that's your that's how your circle, this circle is made eventually, this one, the blue circle. Now you have this, right? Then you mark points. So let's mark 2 points. One over here, one over here. Now, whichever side you go to, the new line and DG will form the angle that you require. The angle A, this angle that we are looking for, this angle. We'll get the same angle. So let's join this. So let's go to line segment, right? And join D and this. So we got this line. Now this angle, angle D, is the same as angle A. So let's submit this and see if we are correct. There you go. So my score is already 84 if you see. I just did 2 questions. It's easy, huh? But the steps are important. Steps. You can waste your time if you would like and not watch the video or try to explore how to do it. But watching the video will just help you learn this process easier. You won't have many questions when you're trying or attempting the questions. Otherwise, you'll struggle, and that's where you might have a difficulty. So, let's try this. Now, we've got to draw a few circles, right, in this one. We have a few things. So, the diagram below shows a partly completed construction of an angle congruent to A. Again, same type of question with vertex D and side DE. Complete the construction. So now we need that big circle to begin with. So let's go to circle, go to A and B, right? We get this new circle. Let's click it on D so we get that new circle. Then do the same process with F and B, right? And copy that at this point. So now we got this small circle, and then we connect the line segment to this. And we can even connect it this way. So the line segment can even go here. So any one of these, whichever, that's your choice. Both of them should work. So that's how you get your now this one, this is a cool question because it doesn't have anything. So we'll use construct an angle congruent to A with vertex D and side DE. So let's go back to circle. Let's go to A and B. So we get our circle, right? And we want it at with vertex D. So let's click it on this. So we get this part, right? And we need this circle too. So let's put this circle. Let's delete that and let's go the other way. So let's go to circle, click B and A, and then click on A. And now we get this vertex, right? So let's mark this point. We need this circle. So let's go back to circle and click these 2 points and copy it over here. So we get this circle. And then just mark a point, mark your line segment, and you're ready. Or you can even mark the point on this side. It's up to you, whichever side you choose to do. Hit submit, and there you go. You mastered the skill.